Hello, everyone, and welcome to Siriana Tarot. This is a no communication love reading for Scorpio, focused on a connection where communication may currently be limited, paused, or unclear. This is not to fix or chase anyone, but to support your clarity, self-trust, and emotional steadiness. As always, take what resonates and leave the rest. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Scorpios, please. All right, your person's energy, the Chariot card, Cancerian energy. This person might, I don't know if they drive for a living. Like some of you, I'm getting this person might be a driver. Okay, it doesn't have to be the case. It's not going to be for all of you. Or they're really into cars, or they really like their car. They just got a new car. All right. They're viewing you as the Wheel of Fortune energy in reverse, Sagittarius energy, but also the fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius. All right. And we see the Two of Cups. Wow. All right. So Scorpio, I was just about to say Cancer, but Scorpio, some of you have Cancer placements. This person, they see that this is a soulmate connection. They see that you're not coming towards them right now. So I do feel like you're giving them the space to come towards you, to act. And it feels like that's exactly what needs to happen. We see the Moon in reverse, Cancer, Pisces energy. So it feels like this person has been quiet. They may have been feeling a bit depressed. They may have been suffering in silence here. But I do feel like they're seeing very clearly if they want to save this connection, they've got to come towards you. And it doesn't feel like you're playing games here, Scorpio. It feels like that's what needs to happen. They owe you an apology. They owe you an explanation. All right, so let's keep going. So this person coming towards you, Chariot energy. And we see the Ten of Wands. Yeah. This person's really burdened. They're overburdened, to be honest. And I feel like, I don't know if there was a fight or an argument or a separation that happened because they were starting to feel overwhelmed, or they were overwhelmed by life, by work, by responsibilities. But the Ten of Wands tells me that coming towards you, it's not an easy task for this person. They may not be used to doing that. They may have a fragile ego. They may not know exactly how to come towards you, but there's definitely a heaviness here. All right. And we see the Hermit card. Yeah, this person has been in silence. They've pulled their energy back. They've been looking at all the details. I think they've been looking at your side of things. They've been looking at their side of things. They've been looking at how do we move forward. But I do feel with that lantern there, with that light, they have reached some clarity with the Moon card. And I do feel like this person is really getting out of their head, really stabilizing their emotions. They're not really in a reactive energy, although, I'm not going to lie, Scorpio, this does feel like it's been something that's quite heavy for them. Okay? So let's see, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. You're not moving forward. This is how they're seeing you. They may be worried that this is a karmic situation, that there were just lessons to be learned here. All right, and the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, this person may feel like both of you are juggling a lot at this point in time, that you both might be working really hard, juggling responsibilities, the relationship. But I also see that this person sees that you can handle a lot, but the relationship here may not have been in a sustainable energy. They may also see that you were doing more than your fair share here, Scorpio. Right? You may have been handling, getting your shit together, handling your work, your life, and handling them, their emotions, their life, right? So I do feel like this person realizes that you were in an unsustainable energy within the relationship. So they may be coming in with accountability. I do see that with the Hermit card. I do like that about the Hermit card because there's wisdom there. It's also somebody who's not accessible to you or to anybody else while they figure this out, right? Excuse my language, but while they work their shit out. Now, the Two of Pentacles, though, also tells me that they know that you might be on the fence here about them. And you might be on the fence about this situation because most likely they ghosted, or most likely they moved away, or they did something that was powerful enough for you to tell them off or, push them away. I feel like this person recognizes, Scorpio, that you get a lot of admiration for all that you do, or they admire you for all that you do. But I'm getting a really interesting message, though. For some of my Scorpios, you may have felt a little bit unappreciated within this connection. Like other people from the outside see that you were the glue keeping this all together, that you were, maybe running your own business or, getting your work done, saving, cooking, cleaning, taking care of this person, helping them do this, helping them do that. And like that you were kind of carrying everything. And I feel like that's kind of what burdens this person. I'm also getting an energy of like other people seeing how much you do, but them realizing that maybe they didn't quite express their appreciation there for all that you do for them or did for them. And the High Priestess energy in reverse, Cancer Pisces energy. So I'm going to say something that may not be true for all of my Scorpios. For some of you, this person may feel like they've uncovered that you like somebody else or that you were dealing with somebody else. That does not have to be true. Maybe for like one of my Scorpios out there, you may have, been juggling this person and somebody else. And maybe you weren't even in a higher level of commitment with this person. But I do kind of feel like for some of you, this person is feeling like you had a secret lover here, or you have a secret crush on somebody, or you were dealing with somebody else. Again, that's not going to be for all of you. The other message that I'm getting that still is kind of heavy here, Scorpio, is for some of you, this person may realize or feel like you found them out. And I think there's a little bit of guilt and shame attached to that. Now, I don't necessarily feel like this person was dating somebody else, was doing you dirty. I mean, it could be the case, Scorpio, but that's not really what I'm reading. I'm feeling like this person is doing a lot of reflection right now. And this person may have felt like they were punching above their weight class. This person might have had a little bit of that imposter syndrome within this connection. They may have felt like, again, you get a lot of admiration. You're successful, you're sexy, you do a lot, you do everything. And that maybe, I kind of feel like they're a little bit worried that you've found them out. But like I said, a lot of you, it's not because they were actually doing anything wrong, but that you are actually seeing that they're not good enough. And that is them reacting to insecurities and past fears and hurts and disappointments that they've experienced. And that you might be like, what? I've never felt that way, or that's not how I feel about them. But I do think that this person is carrying around a little bit of imposter syndrome within the relationship. Now, we do see the Two of Pearls or the Two of Cups here. So this person does want union with you, Scorpio. I'm also seeing that this person feels like there's a really strong soul connection. But I do want to point something out, what I was just picking up on. Somebody here is a little bit elevated. And I feel like that might be you, Scorpio. Not that you're arrogant, not that you're better than this person, but they may feel that way, that you're just a little bit farther along. Maybe you're more financially stable. Maybe you're a little bit more emotionally mature. So I do think that they feel like you're soulmates. They want union, they want connection, but they might feel like they're a little bit behind. All right, and that can cause all sorts of weird reactions in someone. Okay, whether it's true or not. All right, let's see. Their future actions here. We see the Death card, Scorpio energy. All right, and we see the Empress energy. All right, so Scorpio, Taurus, and Libran energy. And we see the Queen of Wands. You're activated. You may feel dysregulated here. You may still be angry or upset or confrontational here, Scorpio, and I wouldn't really blame you. All right, it feels like, that's just a natural reaction to what's going on or to being ghosted or the way that they treated you here. Because I do get this energy of you having given a lot, given everything, and then in the face of that, feeling disrespected by this person, maybe making something seem like it was your fault when it wasn't, or just like walking away. But I do feel with the Empress energy, Taurus and Libran energy, some of my Scorpios, this person is recognizing this soulmate connection and this divine counterpart energy, but they may end things because they feel like they need to up level before they can be at your level. before they can be with you or be with someone like you. That's a tough pill to swallow. All right. But for others of my Scorpios, the Two of Cups and the Empress is this realization that this is divine counterparts and there needs to be transformation here. There needs to be change. Okay. So we'll dig a little bit deeper to get more clarity about which one it is. All right. Let's see what else my Scorpios need to know here. What else do my Scorpios need to know about this person, please? What else do my Scorpios need to know about this person, please? Hostilities, yeah. Fighting, bickering, and arguing, feeling conflicted. I kind of feel like this person brought you the drama, Scorpio. And I'm going to tell you straight up again, what I think is the reason for this drama is because they feel like they might not quite be good enough. That you might have been carrying most of the weight or the glue that kept this together. And there's this fear that you're going to see that they actually weren't good enough. Whether that's true or not, again, it feels like they're projecting. All right. Victory. Yeah, this person isn't sure about victory and success. In fact, I think this person is most likely beating themselves up. That's that heavy energy. Feeling like, they didn't do things right. Feeling like maybe they can't have victory here. And again, you want to also be very careful of somebody who wants to come in and repair things with you, Scorpio, versus somebody that wants to win an argument. Okay, or feel like they've won. And we see indecision. So they know that they need to make a decision. All right. And I do feel largely they have made a decision, but we are dealing with somebody here, Scorpio, with the fourth chakra blocked, the heart chakra. So this is somebody who may not currently be able to give and receive love in the way that you need them to. All right. This may be somebody here who I do feel is still reacting to old hurts, heartbreak, and trauma. Okay, now that doesn't mean that the connection absolutely can't work out, but it makes it that much more difficult. All right, let's see what they want to say to you at the ego level. What does this person want Scorpio to know at the ego level? I love you. Okay, and I'm so attracted to you. We also see, do I still have a chance? So they really are questioning here, Scorpio, whether or not they messed up too bad here. All right, let's take a look at what they want to say to you at the soul level. So a little bit deeper. Things they might not be able to say just yet, but things that they're feeling or they would like you to know that they may not be able to articulate just yet. What do they want my Scorpios to know at the soul level, please? Projections. Our situation is different. Refrain from imposing your past experiences on our connection. Now, that could be something that they're saying to you, Scorpio. And again, you'll know if this hits you deep, you know that you've done that. That could be something they don't want to happen anymore. But I also feel like they recognize that they were projecting, that they were imposing past experiences onto you, onto this connection. Okay, and back and forth. So there's that indecision energy. I'm conflicted. It's nothing you've imposed on me. I need to figure this out for myself. And again, that's why they've been in hermit mode. Now, this might be somebody who's used to being independent. It might be somebody that learned very early on in their life and in their relationships that they had to deal with their harder emotions by themselves and not really let anybody else see that. Okay, that's definitely creating that back and forth. And at the bottom of the deck, we see holiday. Let's unplug from the rest of the world. So some of you, this holiday, they might be seeing this connection as just on a break right now. But I also feel for a lot of you, this person just wants to get you and them alone. Just be you and them again. Okay? All right. Let's see what might be blocking this person. What are their blockages here? What are this person's blockages, or what do we need to know about them, their shadow? Fated to be alone. They gave up on love because they think that they're meant to be alone, and it's not true. Yeah, this person might have that lone wolf mentality. And again, that would certainly indicate somebody who sabotages relationships when they're good, because it kind of rubs up against how they really feel about themselves and what they deserve. All right, and everyone leaves. There it is, Scorpio. Choose a partner who can commit to you and let yourself commit to them. Yeah, but this person is used to being left. I think they probably have a really big abandonment wound that's activated, but not because you left them. Now, maybe some of you that is the case. Not necessarily because they even thought you were going to leave them, but they were starting to get too emotionally invested. They were starting to feel like this could really hurt me when Scorpio leaves or if Scorpio leaves. Damn. All right, and we get, giving too much. So maybe some of you, they feel depleted because they felt they were giving too much or they were giving more than they usually do in a connection. So they needed, and I feel like this person needed to pull back and calibrate and be on their own to get that balance. It doesn't mean that they were overgiving in the connection, Scorpio, because for some of you, that's going to feel like, a punch in the gut because it looks like you were the one that was doing everything or doing more than your fair share. We see not being you. You are trying to project a perfect image, but it's not really you. Be yourself. And we saw that. I was picking up on that imposter syndrome energy. They may have been kind of curating an image of themselves so that you would stay or so that you would like them more or so that they would feel, good enough, make people believe that they were good enough for you to have you. But I feel like, again, this person might be a little bit worried that they were found out by you, that they're not who who you thought they were. And again, I don't get that this person was like, leading a double life or, like keeping like, mistresses and things like that from you or other lovers. But I just feel like this person maybe didn't feel like they could fully be themselves because they didn't feel like fully being themselves would be accepted or would be good enough to be with someone like you. Okay. And again, that's like complex stuff that's going on in the background. A lot of emotional tabs there that they have open in the background. Okay, now let's see. Anything hidden here that we need to be aware of? Is there anything hidden here that we need to be aware of? Better friends than lovers. So some of you, they may be thinking that. For some of you, this may have started off as a friendship and moved into something romantic, and that's what they're questioning. Gosh, did we ruin a friendship here? That's not going to be for all of you. Some of you, they feel like maybe you would be better friends than lovers, and the relationship is blossoming. Yeah, but I kind of feel like this person sabotaged here, Scorpio, as this connection was going to the next level, whatever that might mean. And at the bottom of the deck, we see release ties to past connection. This is where those projections are coming from. And you are like no other. Yeah, but see, I think you scared them, Scorpio. And I don't say that in a way that you did something wrong. I just think that your power and your capacity and the love that you gave this person and the relationship being really good scared the shit out of them. Excuse my language again, but I feel like, I'm swearing this morning because the messages are strong. The messages are powerful. The messages are also frustrating. All right. So let's see what this person's very next actions are towards you, Scorpio. What are their very next actions towards you? What are their very next actions towards my Scorpios here? King of Pentacles. Okay, that's making a grounded offer, wanting to heal, communicate. Hermit energy. And the Five of Pentacles. I'm going to pull one more. And we get the Moon card. Look at that. Look at these repeating messages. Moon in reverse. They have clarity. But for some of my Scorpios, I'm going to be really careful. And I feel like I felt this in my heart chakra. Like I got a wave of I want to cry. Because they're making you a grounded offer, coming in with clear communication. The Ten of Swords can be reconciliation, making a grounded offer. But then the Hermit card came out. Now we know that they're in Hermit energy and the Five of Pentacles, but I get this fated to be alone energy. For some of my Scorpios, this person may be proposing that this become a friendship and not move forward in a relationship because they're seeing clearly that maybe they're not ready. Or that they feel like they don't have what it takes. And that's what they've figured out in this. They've figured out in this silence. And Scorpio, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling like this wash of like pain in my heart chakra dripping into my solar plexus. because it's like deep down, this person feels like they might not have what it takes, that they need to work on their stability. They're going to communicate this. They don't want to hurt you. They don't want to feel this hurt anymore. But it's an interesting like reason to friend zone. But it's after feeling like they're not enough, they don't have enough, and getting this clarity that they're on edge within this connection because they don't feel good enough. And we see the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, exactly. And we see Temperance energy in reverse, feeling like the connection is imbalanced because I don't think this person is ready, Scorpio. Now, not for all of you is that going to be the case, but that seems to be the strong message coming through. And the King of Pentacles and the 10 of Swords energy in reverse, I need to fix myself. I need to take grounded action, communication towards you, but it's almost like I feel better. I feel safer in the silence. I feel safer when I'm on my own. I have stuff I need to work on. Okay, but for some of you that they're going to tell you that and they're proposing a new beginning, okay? Because, but it's 50-50. It came out in these cards. It's coming out in these cards. It's not giving me a clear, yes, they're coming in to heal things. For some of you, that may be the case. For others of you, again, this person may be coming and saying, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I don't feel like I have what it takes, and I'm always going to feel insecure and cause problems in this connection because of that. All right, let's see what else we need to know. All right, nothing needs to be fixed right now, Scorpio. Okay, you might feel a need of urgency, and it happens in no communication because for some of us, ambiguity dysregulates us. Okay, but nothing needs to be fixed right now. Your feelings are responding accurately. Are you angry? Are you pissed off? I'm sure you are. Okay, are you hurt? Are you anxious? Yeah, I'm sure you are. Your feelings are responding accurately. This would feel easier if it were right. So it feels like this person hasn't come forward yet to repair things because they're not sure that it's right, and maybe the connection isn't right. And I know that's a really tough love message, Scorpio, but it's something some of you need to hear. And we're seeing the pattern is the message here, Scorpio. So this person's pattern behavior, most likely what's going on here is not the first time. And you're allowed to change your mind about this person and about this connection. And you're allowed to change your mind about how you feel, because I feel like a lot of my Scorpios, you're going through a lot of different feelings right now. So if you're angry and pissed off and you're like, I'm never going to give this person another chance, I'm going to block them, and they come in a softer energy and wanting to repair the connection, well, you're allowed to change how you feel. But if you're really hoping this connection's going to work, and you're really hoping that you're going to get communication and you don't, or you don't get it in a timely way and you get angry, that's okay too. All right, Scorpio, so I'm going to leave it here. Please drop me a comment. Let me know how this resonates with you. Sending you love and light. Take care.